everyone, welcome back to the Lotus Reiki Healer YouTube channel. Today I am doing a reading. It's going to be about the blue moon manifestations and certain things that we can all focus on. I am going to do 5 piles because apparently I just love to put pressure on myself. But I do want to make sure that everyone has some type of resources that they can go to. This is a blue moon that doesn't happen very often. Next blue moon we'll be experiencing is January 2037. And so with that being said, this energy is very paramount or important to harness, to be intentional with. And so we're going to dive into where your intention should be lying right now. I'm just going to bring you into what you should be focusing on, and that's what we're going to do today. Like I mentioned, we're going to have 5 piles today, so feel free to choose based off of the decks, and I'll show you those decks right now. Awesome. And so what you would do if you are new to pick a card tarot readings is you will choose whichever deck is sticking out to you. You can also go to the time stamps in the description and you can pick by timestamps whichever one is sticking out to you. If you watch this video or any other video and there are stones or crystals that are being used as significators, then you would pick whichever stone is sticking out to you. I do also want to make it known, tarot card readings are not like evil. I know that it could be there could be a hesitation there when it comes to like people who believe in other religions and they hear someone talking about tarot. But tarot is divinity. It's a tool of divinity, just like prayer is, just like meditation is, just like burning sages, just like, is there any other ones? There's a lot of them, right? And so it's all about your intentions when you're using tarot or any other divinity, right? Because you could use prayer to pray for something, that's not positive. And that in that space is evil. I'm just saying this to say, to release any shame that you may have from your traditional beliefs. There is a reason why you are here. There's a reason why you're attracted to this type of information. There's a reason and a message that is going to be able to benefit you. Don't feel like you are, maybe going against the grain, because you will be very surprised about who else in your, demographic or your denomination or whatever spiritual beliefs dabble into other tools of divinity. So each pile is going to have its own 9 questions about where their focus should be and just different things. So just rock with me, roll with me. So let's get into pile number 1, which is going to be the Kipper deck. And so pile number 1, this is your reading. All right. So Kipper, can you give me information in regards to the present life of the person or people who chooses pile number 1? What are the desires of the pile that picks the people who pick pile number 1? That. And then what are the goals and the intentions of pile number 1? Nice. I love that. All right. And for pile number 1, what are their talents and gifts that will help get them there? It's fine. I'm going to take it and we'll get there. And so number 5. So what's the first step that will lead to them manifesting their blue moon goals? Just in case you're into that. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. All right, 6, motivation. So how to stay motivated during this time. And I have these noted down. I will show you the, okay. That wasn't random, but it happened. Number 1, this is what I'm seeing. So it's talking about your present life. Awesome. And so I am seeing you, pile number 1. You are very focused on, what it is that you do with your skills and your talents. I feel like you are definitely with toil and labor, keeping your head down, keeping your eyes on the prize. And with concern, I just feel like this is what your main concern is. I just don't see that you are at all focused on anything else other than your stability, your income, financial gain, because that is what I see that is in your desire. So you definitely are wishing and working towards finances and growing your stability. Yes. So another thing that I see in your present with these cards in the reverse is saying that you're not expecting, one way that this could be read is you're not expecting some type of romantic stability, some type of romantic offer. You're not necessarily even anticipating it or focused on it, as we saw. Also, is that this might be on the horizon for you, but you're not focusing on it. Another thing that I see with this, another way that I could read it, is that you're not expecting what you're currently doing. It's like, I feel like you want it, but you're not expecting it to change your life, right? Because marriage is a life-changing event. And so you're not expecting a life-changing event, whether that is romantic or whether that is what you're doing will change your life. You're not expecting it and you're not focusing on it. Concern. I can see that whatever it is that you're doing, you may be doing it out of concern of maybe the loss of something, or maybe to prevent a loss of something. But with the concern card, like I said, I see that romantic things are not of concern at all to you. But I also see that whatever it is that you're working on or working toward is in a worrisome energy. And so that goes for your life at this moment. It says, what are your desires? I feel like this goes with the first one. It says unexpected, geez Louise. It says unexpected income. And so, like I said, I just feel like you are hoping for the best in what it is that you're doing work-wise, but you're not necessarily expecting or aware that what you're doing is going to bring you some type of monetary benefit or reward. But I am seeing not only will it, but there is very much so stability here with the house in the background. And there is like some big, large home. You could be wishing and hoping for things to turn out well, but there is no promise in what you're doing. So you may be taking on a new industry. I could see that. You could be learning something different. You could also be working for yourself, being independent. Right. You could be going on in this direction on your own. And so you're not very sure or certain as to if it is going to lead you into income or financial success. All right. However, your goal is to become a wealthy individual because of it. So what I'm getting with this blue moon energy is to set your intentions on experiencing nothing short of becoming very wealthy on what it is that you're working towards. If you're putting work in, instead of thinking about the bare minimum of survival, which is coming out with the concern card, instead of thinking about like maintaining your life and maintaining your finances or your stability that you have experienced at this time, manifestation intention should be is on becoming someone who is so laid back is the word that I'm hearing. Someone so self-assured and someone who is very wealthy is what I'm getting, because I feel like the cards and or your energy is very much so in the right direction. It's just that the intentions behind it are like in the air as to if you're sure that you're gonna make it. The message that I'm getting here is to become so certain that this is what you want that you don't allow any room for anything less. Mature woman despair. This is what I'm getting. I feel like you have grown from a lot of despair. In the background, it says not tiring. And with that being said, I just feel like what you are doing or whatever industry that you are seeking to go into, I feel like you should become so independent in your pursuits towards making an income. And I think that you have a level of independence, you have a level of maturity, you have a level of discipline, you have a level of skill that you already acquire that will help you to live, right? You've probably come a long way and to establish this level of independence and maturity that you should rely on all of those lessons that have gotten you to where you are now to get you to the next phase, to get you to that desired goal, which is becoming the wealthy man or woman. I also think, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and, show up as the mature individual you are, but also say or be honest and be transparent with where you are and what your end goal is, because you never know who's willing to help you if they're seeing someone who's genuinely trying, right? And so that's what I'm getting from the talent that you have that will get you there. And so I also feel like this woman is very beautiful. She's dressed very well. And I feel like even if you feel like you're not where you want to be, there is a very good chance that people see you as the person who is a reflection to where it is that you are on your way to. And so they respect you. You're going to be respected whenever you walk into places. You're going to be respected when you speak. And, I think that someone who needs help in this place and not afraid to say that they need help, they are someone that people are going to be willing to be patient with, willing to share their resources with, whether that's people, finances, or, their network. I think that people are going to take this person serious. What are your initiation, the first step to manifesting your goal? So this is what I get. We got courtship and coffin in the reverse. And so I don't like taking reversals because one thing I'm learning is that the cards are going to tell you exactly what it wants you to know. However, let's just entertain this. I feel like there should be an end to the thought that you're a beginner. You should transform, because the coffin card or death card typically means transformation, right? It means the ending and a beginning. And I think that there needs to be an ending to the fact that you think that because you're new to this industry or this idea or to this way of being, that you don't already have the tools to get you there. And so the initiation, the first step is the mindset shift that says or maybe there's a hesitation to let go of the old. That's what I'm getting. There's a hesitation to let the old sleeping dogs rest. It's time to learn new tricks, because the courtship is telling me that this is a new beginning for you. And the coffin card is saying that things, or in the reverse is saying that you're having a hesitation of releasing the old and coming into the new. And so I think that there has to be an understanding what doesn't work isn't going to work. The new steps that the new places you want to be in, the new doors you want to walk through, the new experiences you want to experience are not going to happen under the same guidelines that they did in the past, right? The way that you got to where you're at now is not the way that you're going to get to where you're going. Does that make sense? Motivation to get you, to help you stay motivated. Nice. I love that. Let's go. Awesome. Motivation to get you. I know that's right. And so these cards are in synchronicity. We got 20 and we got 21. Family, room, and house. And this looks like that house, that large house that was in the back of unexpected income. So the motivation to help you get there is increased stability, is maybe larger stability. I can see this being very luxurious with the types of, there's a beautiful chandelier here. There's beautiful pictures. And it's a well-decorated home. And this is the inside of this home. I mean, technically it's letting you know, family, room, house, like your home is going to, one, welcome a family. It's going to, two, welcome you and your family. You are going to experience this level of luxury. You are going to experience this level of stability, this level of security, you know, even maybe a larger amount of income that will put you in a mindset where you're at peace and you're not in that same survival struggle mode type of energy. You know, maybe even ownership of homes, of houses. You know, this is a gated home. The home is gated. It's in a nice neighborhood with other luxurious large homes. This could also be considered living outside of the country, you know, and it's fully furnished if that's something that means something and matters to you. Bookshelves, tea, so you're going to be entertaining guests. And so you're just going to be living a lot more secure than you are right now. And so let that be your motivation. Don't allow like staying where you are to be like, okay, I got to keep this going, keep this going. No, there's things that you need to be thinking about in the future. Influences on your side. What divinity, spirit slash spirit is going to be helping you reach your goal? And so let me just make sure. All right. And so I do see that you do have quite the journey on your hands, or you have been through quite the journey as of already. And I feel like what Spirit is saying here is that your life is rounding out to the journey it's supposed to be in. And I feel like with adjudication and journey, this is always supposed to be your story. And so I think that Spirit is saying that you are on the right path, especially with courthouse, which reminds me of justice. You are in alignment with your path, no matter how long it takes with journey, no matter how many you know, turns and flips that you've been through to get to where you are, or what it will take to get to where you're going. You are being divinely guided. What I also see here is that I feel like this pile are justly handling things in an upright way. And so I do feel like with the courthouse and the adjudication, I just feel like things are going to inevitably go your way or end up going your way because you handle things in a way that makes karma on, you know, positive karma on your side. I do see, if you do have any court cases going on during this time, that it's a good chance that Spirit is always going to be ushering things to be going well for you, and positive outcomes are going to happen. Right. And it's a very good chance that anything that you may have going on in the court is going to lead to a positive outcome because of how you carry yourself in this journey on life. Number 8, support and advice, lessons you'll need to focus on as you reach your goal. So we got the Lover's card, and then we have the distant horizons. So so this is what I'm thinking. Like we said in the previous part of 7 and the influences on your side, I think that with the Lover's card, you're making the right choices. You're making certain choices and being guided to make those certain choices that are going to affect your future in the distant horizons. And this is if we're reading it in the upright, right? And so if we're reading it in the upright, we're getting that the decisions that you're making, the connections that you're making, these are things that are putting you in a position that are going to be benefiting you and supporting you along your way. These are the lessons that you've learned, and the decisions that you're making based on those lessons are leading you into the places that you'll inevitably go and you want to go. What I'm getting is, if we're reading this in the reverse, I'm getting that there are lovers, people, choices that you have put in your far distance that I think that you're either feeding off of the energy of, maybe they've doubted you. Maybe they've put you down. Maybe there's times where you've made certain decisions that you have learned from to the extent that you refuse to ever go back to that person, to that place, to that mentality, to that lifestyle. That these are the reasons, these are the lessons that are supporting you on your way there. They have shaped you on your journey and put you into a position where you refuse to make the same mistakes. You refuse to entertain the same people. You refuse to be that same person that put you in those places where those types of things were okay. Because you've learned that they're not okay. You learned those lessons already. And so these are the reasons, and these are the supporting lessons that will keep you from those types of places and things and people. Because I'm definitely seeing people there with the Lovers. All right, so number 9. And this one's a doozy because I think it goes with the other ones, but let's get it. So I feel like with number 9, whoo child. With number 9, baby, this pile, because I can relate. So this pile, I said, what are the future outcomes or the valuable events that will happen or that will unfold during this time? I think that you have a lot of people that you have left in the past, that they have already looked at you in a very highly place, a high regard. And so it's giving that these people wish that they had you back in their lives. If you let them back in your lives, which we've already seen that you're not, they are going to present themselves as false people, and that they are going to want to steal from you. And what I also get is that they're not only going to want to steal from you that which they think makes you who you are, but they're also wanting to harm you. But with the thoughts, because I was concerned, and just like you may have been when you heard that, I got that these are just thoughts. I got that you're not even going to allow them in the proximity of you because of the lessons you've learned, because of the new foundations that you now stand on or that you are now built upon. You're not going to let these people have the time of day, but these people are going to see you in high regard. They're going to see you flourishing, you know, maybe during this time period or as a result of the outcomes that you're wanting to manifest or that you're going to manifest. And so I'm seeing that these people want to trick you into believing that they've changed. They want to trick you into believing that they are, you know, able to give to you. They're going to try to entice you with like something they have, or maybe even produce or portray a certain trait, characteristic, or property that they don't have, and that they're going to try to get close to you. But again, I think that these are only going to be fantasies, because I don't think that you're going to allow them close to you. And so these are the important events that are going to, you know, unfold as a result. But let's get some more information as to what you should know. What should pile 1 know in regards to the outcomes of their intentions, of their manifestations during this blue moon, and even just during this time frame? I'll take that. And then we're gonna get some of these oracle cards. Give me some more information about the intentions. I'm gonna take them all. 10 years is a long time. 10 years is a long time, and you need all the information you can get. Mean girl energy. You know, I think that you entice mean girl energy around you by being so focused on, you know, experiencing wealth. You know, sometimes people are very comfortable in their own foolishness, or they're okay with getting the bare minimum, or they're okay with begging and asking for other people's resources. But I see you very focused on your own thing. And people don't like people who make them feel not good enough. And with you being, you know, so independent, and you focusing on you, and you even believing that you can do everything you feel that you can do, it's gonna, you know, trigger people. You are blooming, okay? You are, this is the beginning. This is only the beginning. And people are already seeing that. Relax, watch a movie, chill the fuck out. Stop stressing. You know, I think that manifestation is half of what it is that we can do, and more so of what we can visualize. Sometimes it's about networking and building relationships, you know? Start the business. Start the business. You already know what business it is. So do that. Self-forgiveness. Giving yourself or putting yourself in those positions with those people. Forgive yourself for oversharing and putting those people in your business. Inner work is required. We talked about being able to see yourself as already successful. You gained a level of stability. Now it's time to consider what is coming. To consider and focus on the next step. Not trying to maintain what you have here, but more so focusing on what the next step looks like and how to get to that point. But stressing is not it. Growth is happening. Growth is taking place. Growth is, you are growing. You're not the same person as you were last year, last week, last month. Money, 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 money. I think you got this. I do. I see that you have wealth in your vicinity. You are wealth. You know, maybe even heal any inner wounds that you may have in regards to money. Open your heart. I feel like connections is very important during the season, or will be during your time in pursuing what you're going for. And so open your heart and know that these people in your next space are not like those who you've left behind. Trust in your inner guidance. You are divinely guided. You are not alone. In fact, we did see that you are being ushered and moved on this journey towards where you're going. And so stay focused and trust your inner guidance. Ow. Fire season / fire sign. So these people could either be fire signs, or you could be a fire sign, or you are being called to maybe use the fire energies. Get shit done. Not only do you need to look like you're getting shit done, but really get that shit done. And don't complain about it. Don't hesitate. You know, rest when it's time to rest, but get shit done when it's time to get shit done. Make you a schedule. Make you a routine. Healer of times. You may have a healing business. You may, be going towards, therapy or different things like that. You are effectively making an impact, whether it's just you being an inspiration or whether it is you, sharing advice and just, you could be a tarot reader. You could be someone with a podcast or something like that. That by this time next year, baby, by this time next year, whatever you're working on right now, whatever your focus is right now, whatever it is that you're doing, you are going to see evidence of it by this time next year. Self-love, increase your self-love. You're not alone. You're not empty. We saw self-forgiveness. I think that a part of you is still being inner bully to yourself based off of the different people that may have attached to you, or you allowed to experience some of your time. And it's just time to unplug from that and to only radiate and gravitate from who you are now and not who you were. Changes happen. These people were there for a season or a reason, and you're able to use those people's influences or the lessons that you learned as influences to help you continue to navigate into a more successful, more stable, more valuable version of who you are. So allow changes to happen, accept the changes that's happened, do some self-love and some inner work and some self-forgiveness, because changes happen. You're not ever going to be the same person, and you're not the same person as you were when these things took place. Soul retrieval, like I said, I just think that a part of you needs to cut cords energetically from these people, because I feel like they may be, either trying to siphon your energy. We saw thief, we saw thoughts. I strongly recommend you do a cord cutting. That's what I'm picking up very strongly. Be yourself. Don't be afraid to be yourself, because again, I think that you are being an inspiration. You are the healer of times. Be yourself. And whatever room you stand in. And like we saw, who you are is going to make people eager to help you. Who your true self is, what your true story is, your true motivations are, is going to lead people to saying, I want to be a part of her story. I want to be a part of his story. I want to be a part of his come up. I want to be a part of why this thing that this person is working on succeeds. But don't be a workaholic. Don't do it. Get you some rest. Have balance in your approaches. Get shit done. But don't think that where you're going or who you're becoming is a personality trait. It's just a evidence and results of or how far you've come, but it's not who you are. That's going to help you decipher your own energies versus being in your ego and being happy when shit is good, but then being sad when things are not, right? You got it. Release tension. That's that cord cutting, baby. I think any energies that may up and down and shift based on the time of the day, maybe you have certain things going good for you. Whoever's thinking of you and trying to siphon that energy and jealous and trying to steal what you got going on, this could be them in that cord that's still attached, that they're able to connect. So release that shit, cry that shit out, restore your trust in yourself, restore your your heart, because I think the brokenness, the shame, the things like that is keeping these people present. You might be carrying the stuff around still. And so it's time to release that. I'm in love with you. For one, be in love with yourself. But two, I think this is that energy coming through to let you know, wait, pay attention to me. I want to give you what you need now. I want to siphon your energy. I'm using all of this bullshit. I'm coming through on readings because I want you to focus on me. Because when you're focused on me, all of those good things and all those blessings that you are innately aligned for, it touches me, because energy is energy, right? That someone wants you to be focused on them, because when you're focused on them, the blessings that were meant to affect you affects them. But you don't get those blessings. You might be drained and tired and sad and, depressed because you're too focused on them instead of being focused on, what it is that you should be focused on. This person wants to distract you. You definitely need to cut some cords. Narcissistic. It's narcissistic behavior. It's narcissistic, and it says it's a S. These are plural narcissistic people who want what you have. They want your blessings. They want your destiny. They're only thinking about it. They're only able to put mental energy and maybe cloud your mental energy. So you need to cut those ties for sure. Money vibes. You are destined to do and get everything it is that you want to get and be and do. So don't worry about how, do the work and don't be you heard what I said. Let's read these. Don't stress out about the things you can't control. Danielle MacDonald. Don't stress out about things you can't control. If you control them, if you can't control them, do your thing. But before and after that, you got to release the tension in regards to that. So that's another thing. Don't be stressed out about how you're going to make this happen. When, where, and how is it going to come? Release the tension. If you can't control it, do what you can until what you can is more. But if it's not, then release the tension and let, the universe figure it out. Letting go helps us to live in a more peaceful state of mind, and it helps us to restore our balance. It allows others to be responsible for themselves and for us to take our hands off situations that don't belong to us. This frees us from unnecessary stress. Wow. So the common theme there is stress. Grace is available for each of us every day, our spiritual daily bread. But we've got to remember to ask for it with a grateful heart, and do not try to worry about whether or not there will be enough for tomorrow. There will be. And so you could be stressing over scarcity, like a mindset, or you could be stressing over these people and what it is that you may fear that they could do, or, fear that once you get to where you're going, what they're going to do or how they're going to react. Let them deal with their own karma based on whatever it is that they don't do, whatever it is that you're working on. You're going to reap those benefits. Let whomever is doing the work or not doing the work reap the benefits of not doing the work or doing the work. And also don't stress over what you have or don't have, because the universe is an infinite supply, especially if you're on the right side of karma. So you just got to trust that everything is working out for your favor. Anyway, I want to go ahead and close out pile number 1. This was a long reading, but I feel like we needed this clarity. Thank you so much, pile 1, for tuning in. If you made it to the end of this pile, go ahead and leave me a green heart emoji in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. All right, pile number 2, if this is your, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. All right, pile number 2, if this is your deck, then this is your reading. Pile number 2, we're talking about the blue moon and manifestations and intentions and things like that. As I mentioned, if you didn't watch the intro, the blue moon happens every 3 to 10 years. The blue moon happens every 3 to 10 years. And so another fact is that the blue moon is a moon. Every month has at least one full moon. So if a month has multiple full moons and or 2 full moons, the second moon is the blue moon. We are experiencing one August the 30th, and we won't experience another one until January 2037. To know where to set our intentions and things of that nature. So let's find out pile number 2. I have a spread here, and I'm just going to be answering those questions for you guys. All right, so pile number 1, excuse me, you might come from pile number 1. Pile number 2, Spirit, and these tarot cards, can you please tell me what is going on at present? I'll take it. Okay. And I said we're gonna take them in pile and only in upright. Awesome. And so let's get it started. Okay, so pile number 1, where are you now? What's your present? So I see you in the Emperor space. I also see you in a Hermit mode, but I also see things that are working out for you with the Justice card. So I feel like you're in a balanced place emotionally as well as mentally. I feel like you are in a place where you do want to maintain your own energy. I do feel with this energy that you are someone who is much more aware, as well as someone who is much more like balanced than a lot of people in your community. And with that being said, I feel like you want to keep yourself, to yourself. I feel like you are in a space of mastery of some type of information or some type of space in life. I do feel that there is something that you have reached another level of. And I feel like I said, I feel like you're going inward right now. And I feel like rightfully so. I feel like Spirit is giving you a go ahead to take some time off. To, maybe even learn and just like to recap the lessons that you've learned is what I'm getting. Justice. Right. And I feel like things are going your way. I feel like things, you could be someone right now where people are looking at you as a master of your craft, as like someone who is a trustworthy, credible leader, for sure. Someone who's very wise and very experienced, and someone who's very fair and very honest. I also heard capable. All right. Is there anything else? Right. I just feel like you are. You're on your throne. You're in the spotlight in some way, somehow. And you're looking good, is what I'm getting. You could be a parent. You could be like someone who's very militant as well. You might be very strict and stern, straight to the point. I think people see you as someone who's straight to the point, very I can say spiritual with the ankh here, but someone who knows themselves and is not afraid to ruffle feathers when it comes to drawing boundaries or letting someone know that they've crossed the line. Okay, and so your desires with the 7 of Cups in the upright and the everything is fine in the reverse. I feel like you want to, whatever it is, the way that you come off, I feel like you want to, there's a legitimacy that you feel like you want to embody. I feel like there is options and surplus of resources and things that are available to you now, but you want a surplus of it. You want to legitimately have the world at your fingertips. It looks like you may want to travel. It looks like you want to be so independent and so like capable and, you know, prepared or wealthy or something like that, that you're able to call the shots more than what it is that you currently have. And I'm feeling like you may have experienced some type of space where you haven't been able to do that at some point, whether that's now, maybe you feel like you're recovering from it, being that it's in the reverse. I feel like maybe if it's in the upright, maybe on a regular basis, you have to carry on like everything is fine, or that you're okay, or that the things that happened in the past did not hurt you as bad as they did. But I feel like you want to be someone who is genuinely over it, and who is genuinely more prepared and more substantial than you are currently. Okay, so goals. Woo child. We got the 7 of swords or wands in the upright. We have the 9 of pentacles in the reverse. We did have it in the reverse, but I'm gonna turn it around. We have the Hierophant in the reverse, and then we have the 2 of cups. So with the Emperor card, like I said, you may be a parent. With the 9 of Pentacles card in the reverse here as to what your goals are, you may be someone who is a single parent. And because it's in the reverse here as to what it is that you want to focus your intentions on, or should focus your intentions on, it was in the reverse. And then we have the Hierophant in the reverse with the 2 of Cups upright. And so for me personally, I'm gonna say that it looks like your intention should be to become unsingle. I'm getting a ringing in my ear. To become unsingle. I think with the 7 of Wands in the upright, you may defend your singlehood right now. And so you're being told to stop defending your singlehood. Maybe you are someone who is not feeling good with like traditions of marriage. And I'm feeling like with this, I'm genuinely picking up that you don't have to shoot for marriage. You can intend and put your intentions towards finding a solid partner, period. Because I also feel like with the 9 of Cups and the Hierophant, that it could be friendships that you're more so attracting or being intentional about. And this could be something where it is, you know, attracting people, period. Right? While you're able to maintain your boundaries. So what you should be intentional about is someone who can come into your life, people who can come into your life and not be everything that you have already healed from, grown from, set boundaries for, and things like that. Right. And so you may come from a space where you've had to unlearn certain behaviors because you were attracting certain types of people. And then you've had to grow boundaries for yourself. And with growing those boundaries, you have become, you know, maybe so, you know, so like jaded, if you will, or so, you know, I want to say independent, that you refuse to let people who could come in and, you know, ruin your peace. You could be someone who like shuts down the thought of being with someone or being in friend groups or being in certain relationships because you don't want someone to come in and mess up your peace. And I feel like this is also something that you may feel like the universe is trying to tell you or taught you. Maybe you were learning so many lessons because the universe was trying to teach you. And the lesson that you're also accepting is to be alone. But I'm getting that you need to start to put your intentions while you're manifesting this towards people, places, and things that are not going to be like the people that made you establish those boundaries in the first place. Maybe to encourage you to engage with people who do have boundaries of their own, healthy boundaries of their own. Talents and gifts to get you there. We have the Two of Wands and we have the Page of Swords. And so with where you're going with your goals of, we saw that your goals are to get what your heart desires, you know, and then to get it in, you know, a surplus, and to focus your intentions on gaining relationships that are going to add to your peace and not take from it. And so what your talents and gifts are to help you get there is, I feel like it's patience with the Two of Wands. I also feel like it is, you know, manifestation as well as with the Page of Swords. Learn how to vet people is what I'm getting. Learn how to allow people to share space with you without already considering them a friend, foe, or other, you know. Allow people to show you who they want to be in your life, and then, you know, categorize them or, you know, label them accordingly. And so I feel like this means that you have the talent and gift of discernment. You have the gift of patience. You have the gift of, learning, wanting to learn, wanting to observe, and also to, you know, and to be like able to have like creative ambitions that let you into different rooms that maybe shy people wouldn't. Right? There's like an eagerness, there's a curiosity. And so I think that this, with your curiosity, you can, you know, and maybe even attract people or allow yourself to entertain people who are attracted to you and find out what they're all about. Step one, how to get there. Like, what are you going to be for manifesting? Ten of Cups, Two of Swords, and Eight of Pentacles, and the King of Swords. So I just feel like you are someone who is already very emotionally mature, you know, and because of this emotional maturity, you have done the work, or not necessarily because of it, but you've done the work to become emotionally mature. And so to be honest with you, I think that your intentions are, because this is all advice from Spirit, like what should your intentions be in, you know, during this blue moon or during this time frame until the next blue moon or whatever. And I just feel like during this space, there's a good chance that you could meet someone who turns out to be your life partner. I don't think you see it coming. Two of Swords. And so I'm also getting to not focus on it so much, but to then heal your heart so that you can start to allow yourself to gain a curiosity again, because you may be blocked off right now, right? Being in hermit mode, being so independent right now because of certain things, and because of certain understandings that you feel like you've gotten from the lessons in the past when it comes to romance and friendships and, you know, singlehood. And so again, what we want to focus on is gravitating people towards us who are going to come into our lives and be assets and not liabilities, who are going to come to our lives and add to our peace and not to our stress. And so I'm getting to not focus on the who, what, when, and why, but to do the work to continue to gain emotional maturity and to know that you're not going to see it coming, this emotional partnership that is bound to take place is what I'm getting. But to not focus on it either. And I'm also getting initiation is that any event that you get confused on this path with a specific individual or individuals on the way there, that this is going to be a sign that that's not it. And that you need to focus on, you know, developing your skills, developing your emotional maturity. What should motivate us is being able to know that there are people out there that are going to add to our peace and not add to our stress, not add to our trauma. And those are the people that we need to be focused on becoming and attracting, and hence attracting. This says influences on your side, what divinity or spirit is going to help you reach your goals. And so I feel like this is saying that there is a grace that you now have. There is a patience that you now embody, and which makes you even more attractive, because with you being someone who is super independent and being someone who is comfortable being single, or by yourself in whatever fashion that may be, whether it's friendships or relationships, family, or, you know, with your kids or whatever. It's giving that what should be influencing you is how much you've grown, how far you've come, how more attractive you are now that you have learned these things. And so with that being said, what should be motivating to you is that higher quality of people are now finding you attractive. Higher quality of people are now going to be able or willing to approach you, whereas maybe you were attracting dusties, you know, bums, if you will, you know, people who didn't have a wherewithal within themselves of how to be independent, how to think for themselves, how to provide stability for themselves, how to add to your stability, how to provide you with, you know, security and things like that. But because you exude all of these things now, you may be attractive to people who now want to offer you things, who now want to give to you instead of you over pouring into them. So now we got number 8, which is support, advice, lessons you'll need to focus on while reaching your goal. Right? So we said stability, celebration. I feel like there is a feeling of, I'm going to say it, I feel like there's a feeling of lack that you may have that is plaguing your energy, because you did not work out with certain people or certain places, positions, and things. I feel like you might think that there's something wrong with you, when what I am seeing is this blue moon during this time, maybe from the last blue moon to this blue moon, you've been being taught and manicured to becoming a version of yourself that is independent, that is, you know, fertile as it pertains to, you know, ideas and self-assurity and positive energy, things of celebration and security and you know, what, divinity and things like that. Maybe the people who you were with during those times could not come with you to this space. And so instead of holding yourself back because you think that something has been lost, so you may be holding yourself back from experiencing healthy give and take from others, I think that there's a need to believe and change your mind about the fact of how beautiful that you are, how abundant you are, how much of a great vibe you are, and you know, and can be. You know, those people may have benefited from putting you down and being able to keep you into a box that's smaller than who you were, because that's how they felt safe. Because maybe that's the space where they felt like they were comfortable giving to, whereas you were giving more. And so, because you are more, you deserve more. And so I feel like this energy, or the lessons that you learn or need to incorporate, is that you are the magic, 1. 2, you are deserving of happiness. You are deserving of happy union, friendships, partnerships, you know, whether that's in passing or whatever. But there is a guardedness, and there is a feeling of being on the outside of these things, these people who were only making you feel small in the first place. So there's like a reopenness that you know, we're talking about the support and the advice. There's an openness that you need to reevaluate and allow back in, because the person you are now would never allow those types of people into your life. And those types of people in your life that were, they may have needed to know what they were holding themselves back from. Or maybe there was still more information that you needed to know in order to put yourself in a position where that type of behavior, those types of people, were not acceptable at all. And I feel like you've come to that place now. Because now we're talking about the future outcomes. Right, okay. And so I see that you are someone who is going to become someone who is, very mentally and emotionally strong. Someone who is able to speak up and stand up for yourself when the time comes. I feel like you're going to be able to juggle your emotions and your thoughts very easily and allow things to unfold naturally. I feel like what will happen is you'll be very much less eager to let things go. Like, like the first sign of something going wrong, like I see you being a lot more patient with things. Maybe even having people around you where you don't have to walk away from. Experiencing breakthroughs in communication, experiencing breakthroughs in truths, right? Truthful communication back and forth. Maybe the universe is wanting to usher in a new perspective, this new perspective, in order to have you around people who are those people who you've been wishing to be around. That's exactly what I see, right? I see situations that are not going to be easily able to be forgotten, easily able to be left behind. And it's because of your understanding that these are things that you don't need to necessarily be hyper vigilant about. Yeah, I do. I see a balancing act here, but I am seeing that it is more grounded. It is more stable. And it is more so you coming from a place of enlightenment versus lack of self-esteem or trauma or being gaslit. Let's see if there's any other messages for you. What messages for pile 2 do they need to hear? What messages for this blue moon? What messages does pile 2 need to hear? Thank you so much, Spirit. And thank you so much, pile 2. Soul retrieval. I'll take it. Soul retrieval. Give me more information for pile 2. What information or messages do they need to hear? We have here. Pile 2, what messages do you need to hear? Pile 2, what messages do you need to hear for this blue moon? Pile 2, what? Each one has to find his peace from within, and peace to be real must be unaffected by outside circumstances. I know that's right. There are 2 kinds of worries, those you can do something about and those you can't. Don't spend any time on the latter. A good way to overcome stress is to help others out of theirs. And so that makes me feel like you're a leader. I feel like you've learned your lessons for a purpose. And I feel like it is time to start sharing those lessons. I'll let you see the cards. To share those lessons, to share those messages that you got from those lessons. Because that's just a good way to overcome your, hardships, your things. Each one of us has to find his or own peace from within. I feel like with that being said, it says, in peace to be real must be unaffected by outside circumstances. And I feel like you're going to be coming into a time where you can be in peace from the situations that took place in the past. And that anybody a part of those lessons and those boundaries and those hurts, or you found peace, which is why you are coming across as the Emperor. But 2, those people you have to release because it is now their job to find peace with themselves. And that is even more reasons why you can no longer allow those people's energies or the things that happen to play a part in the way that you move on with your life. Because those are outside circumstances and you are living your life and you don't want to take that with you moving forward. 2 kinds of worries, those that you could do something about and those you can't. Don't spend any time on the ladder. You can't do anything about what has happened. So it is very much necessary. It is very much so necessary to only focus on what you can do. And we did hear that what our intentions or manifestations should be is to focus on what it is that we do want instead of those that, we've had to leave in the past. We got soul retrieval, so this is like retrieving all those parts of you that were lost during that time in which those types of things were significant, when those types of things were happening. Start the business. Whatever business that may be for you, pile 2. This is a green light to start the business. Childhood trauma. This may have been some stuff that you experienced during childhood. People or, you know, lessons that have come to you from childhood as well. And so it didn't happen for no reason, right? I'm getting very strongly that you're supposed to be helping people out of their stress by, maybe overcoming and sharing how you overcame your stress. Past life karma. I have gotten this in a number of readings, is that the situations that you have gone through may not have been a jab at you from the universe because of anything to do with this life. It could have been leftover karma from previous lives. With that being said, you don't want any of those things to affect how your life goes now, because now you are accumulating more karma for the next life, right? Or your next generations, and you don't need that. Healer of the times. Not only do you need to heal for you, but you need to heal because being a healer is your calling. And so healing is going to allow you to then be able to teach others and be someone that people can rely on to lead them, whether that's your family, friends, or the business that you may start. Get shit done. Heal this shit. Heal this shit. Get this shit in the past so it's not something that plagues you in future relationships. Between now and the next blue moon, which is in 2037, you don't want to be boo-hoo-hooing about the same shit. Right, pile 2? Inner work required. Do the work. Do the work. Don't allow this to fester. Hustle up. I feel like there's certain goals that you want to achieve that you may be holding yourself back because maybe someone in the past has told you that you're not good enough. Or maybe you're worried about how those people will, react to all of these things. And so, and it says hustle up in all caps. Like, do your big one. You know what I mean? If people are watching, give them a show. Clean up your act. Stop playing it small. Right? I feel like in those cards, we definitely got that you don't even see how abundant you are. And so clean that up because you're playing it small to, appease people who felt comfortable when you were playing it small in their presence, and they're not even around you anymore. Clean that shit up. They're the problem, sis. They were the problem. They were the problem. You're not the problem. So when you say stuff, that it just is what it is. I understand some people will say it to make you, they will try to make you feel like every time you open your mouth, you're the problem. You're supposed to be speaking. You're going to be leading and teaching and helping people overcome. You're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be, showing up. So if anybody has made you feel small or insignificant or made you feel like you're the problem, just know that they were the problem. They are the problem. They are the problem. New love is on the way. So manifest someone who's going to add to your stability or add to your emotional stability, your mental stability, and things like that. Manifest someone who is already those things, mentally stable, emotionally stable, and someone who, is wealthy if financial stability is important to you, and just different things like that. Someone who's already healed is what I just heard too. Market yourself, your skills, your talents, and products. Get out of your own way. Stop playing it small just because it made other people fit into your life who are probably not in your life anymore. Market yourself. Englishman. I don't know, girl. There could be that person that's on their way. English man, English woman. You like white man? Good things are coming to you, babe. I love this. I love this. So stop stressing, right? Don't stress, right? It says the ones you can do things about, the ones you can't. You can't do anything about the past besides heal it. So heal it and allow these good things to come to you. And stop blocking it, because sometimes you could be doing that. A getaway. I think that that's one of the good things that's coming to you. You may not expect it, but a getaway. It looks like you may even be on a boat. Heal, heal. This full moon is requiring you to heal. Cry, journal, manifest, visualize. Do the work. This is like emphasizing, hello, heal, do the work, because good things are on the way. Good things are on the way, because you don't want to be that unhealed ass person that someone is asking for, but now y'all don't even mesh, or y'all don't even get along. Y'all are not even attracted to each other because you're not a healed version of who you are. Heal before you come across this person, this new love. Talk to a therapist. Get you a therapist. Tough girl, tough boy. Get you a therapist. I mean, you could do the work. I'm not saying you're not capable. I'm just saying that nobody ever got hurt. I mean, maybe somebody got hurt. Dr. Kevorkian was killing bitches or allowing them to kill themselves, unalive themselves. Anyway, do the work. Get you a therapist. Turn off the devices. Turn off the devices. You know, you could be in some type of secret competition because you are, you know, watching what other people are doing instead of being out there and putting in the work towards what it is that you want to do, what it is you're called to do. Maybe you're too distracted by the devices. In the coming days, you're going to see certain flourishes taking place. You're going to see certain changes. You may be wanting something right now that you don't know how it's going to happen, but in the coming days, right? Awesome. So pile number 2, that was your reading. I hope that was beneficial. Check in with other readings if this is your first time, and if this is where our journey ends together, then it was very nice to share in this energy with you. Happy blue moon, and you take care. Bye. All right, and the topic is still blue moon. All right, pile number 3. Answer to question number 1. So pile number 3, I just see right now that you are someone who has like a very creative flair to you. You may be super attractive right now specifically, or just period. However, I do see that is something that is or has been increasing, although I feel like you are putting in hard work in order to ensure those things. So you could be working out. You could be certain things that make you attractive, like, you know, you could be like on your hustle, right? You could just be in a very creative mode that is very hefty in the workload. Ten of Wands talks about burdens, and so the Queen of Wands, but I also feel like you are in your element. So whatever it is, you're making it look easy is what I'm getting. So let's talk about what it is that your deepest desires are. So your deepest desires, I feel like you want a healthy partnership is what I'm getting. I'm feeling like you want someone who is healed. I feel like you want to become a healed version of you, maybe because of due to past partnerships that haven't been, you know, healing. I feel like you want to come from your heart space from a healed place, whereas you may not have been able to. And this could be something that is on your sleeves, or this could be something that's just like a subconscious desire. Number 3, question number 3 for pile number 3 is the question of your goals and intentions that you should set during this time. And so we have the Judgment in reverse, and we have the Fool card. However, as I said and set my intentions earlier in the reading, I don't want to read from reverse, but let's just give it a go and read it both ways. So I see that you are what your intentions should be during this time is to come out of the situations that you have been in previously with a fresh new mindset. With the Judgment card in the reverse, I want to say that because it talks about awakenings, and I just feel like one of the things that we've talked about in a previous pile is past life karma. And so it could be that certain things going on in this realm in your life during this life are things that had to happen due to previous lifetimes, and maybe you needing to come into a different understanding about this area of your life, or this type of person, or that type of behavior, right? And so I feel like what you should be focusing on is not necessarily why it happened, but appreciating the new perspective that you got from it and being able to manifest and attract from there. Because I do feel like overall this is about attracting a love partner. All right. And so that is your deepest, not your deepest desires, but that's the energy that you should be focused on, is how to refresh, or the need to refresh your mindset in your life and your perspective, and even to just create newness in this lifetime for yourself as it pertains to romance, because that is, I've just felt out with the old, in with the new. And so that is over with, that's over and done with. And so it's now time to focus on what you want in this lifetime as it pertains to the realms of romantic partnerships. So your gifts and talents that will get you there. Okay. 9 of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the 10 of Cups. This is what I'm getting. Don't shoot the messenger. To be honest with you, I could be getting that you have gotten over all the fuckboys. You've probably gone through all of the fuckboys, and you know how that goes. Like, you know how that looks. You know, you've heard it all, you've seen it all. And so it's not like you'll have to relive, or that someone can come in and trick you with the same things, because there is a very good chance that you will know how to weed out people who don't have good intentions. And this could also be what your intentions are. You could have already exited the your whole phase, man or woman. Very much so feel that way. And so it feels like you are someone who is ready and capable of attracting a solid and promising long-term love situation, because you've already either been through all of the fuck boy, fuck girl stages in your life, or you've already kind of seen what those types of, what the game is, and you know how to avoid that now. Okay. Right. The flame has gone out on our candle. The flame has gone out for like fast, meaningless connections. So you're not necessarily attracted to that type of stuff anymore. All right. And initiation. What's the first step to getting there? We got the 5 of Wands. We got the 6 of Wands. So it's a progression. The 2 of Coins and the 4 of Coins. And then the 7 of Swords. Give me a second. There is a juggling or a balance between holding yourself back and keeping yourself away from certain things like that. And so the initiation is to understand that you have become a higher, more enlightened version of yourself. So you don't have to keep hiding yourself. You know what it takes to avoid people like this, right? And to be honest with you, the way that the cards are laid out, it's like a stepping stone. It's like a stairs. You've already been there, done that, and now you are supposed to be allowing the situation to unfold naturally, is what I'm getting. And also to know that you are very valuable in this space. Like, you are very you are a prize. You are someone who is, you know, a trophy. And so you have the right, and or when you do see certain things like this, the initiation is to remove yourself from these places, to know that you can come in people's lives and bless their lives, or you can leave their lives. And like, it is at their cost. It's not of any cost of your own, because what you bring with you, you also take with you in the event someone isn't honest enough to maintain what it takes to keep you in their lives. Motivation, how to stay motivated during that time. Wow. Whoa, 6 of Cups? All right. Whoa, hold up. 2, 4, 6. That's what it is. Okay, so this is what I'm getting, but let's just go.